Christmas Day, 1968. You'd think Buford would be at home, but he was at the sheriff's office that evening when...
Christmas Day, 1968. You'd think Buford would be at home, but he's not. He's at the office. You know what that tells me, guys? That's a dedicated sheriff right there.
Guys, Fred worked holidays.
I worked every holiday. I worked every New Year's.
Yep.
For 40 years.
Yep.
I would come home the times that I could.
Right.
For 5 minutes to walk in, watch the ball drop on TV, give her a kiss, and take off.
Yep. Yep.
Lot of partying going on, a lot of fights, sometimes some killings, a lot of car accidents.
Exactly.
Why would you want to be out there on a day when there's no activity, when nothing's going on? You're there to protect and serve. Christmas Day. Do you all know some of the biggest days for domestics and fights and Super Bowl, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays? Families get together, they get to drinking, carrying on. What happens? There's nothing worse than a family get together because there's going to be an argument. There's going to be a fight.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right off the bat on this one, he questions Buford should have been at home, but he's at the sheriff's office. Why does he dog everything that... This ain't got nothing to do with the 1960 death of Pauline. Pusser? This is Christmas Day. The good thing that he was there. Go ahead and play the story now. We might have a headshot somewhere.
The caller said that Russ Hamilton, a neighbor of his, was drunk, shooting a gun in the air and threatening to kill everyone around.
Wow.
Now, Hamilton was a dangerous man. He had been convicted of several murders previously and somehow had always mysteriously gotten out of prison. The caller said that he had contacted the police department about Hamilton and that they refused to respond, said that they were afraid of him because of his record of killing so many others. So that's the reason that he had called Buford. Well, Buford gets down there. Now, I will say, in my opinion, if a man ever needed killing, it was probably Russ Hamilton.
Wow.
What if Buford Pusser would have made that statement?
Wow.
As much as he's dogged Buford, what if Buford Pusser, if there was some kind of, in a statement somewhere, and Buford says, if there was ever a man needed killing, it was him. Can you imagine? This is when you throw stones. I know I'm throwing stones. I'm doing it myself. I'm guilty of it. I'm taking up for Buford Pusser, guys, and I'm going to do that for a while. I've got to do that. We do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got to. Nobody else is coming to the rescue.
Right.
And these guys have made up. Go ahead.
He'd killed his wife. He'd killed his mother. He had killed a law enforcement officer. He had killed a co-worker, each time getting out of prison. But when Buford responded,
killed
he
his
said
mother.
He walked up, knocked on the door, and as he walked in, Hamilton was sitting on the sofa, and as he entered the doorway, Hamilton produced a gun and started firing shots. One grazed Buford in the abdomen. Another hit the handle of his revolver, and another hit the door facing near Buford. Buford dropped to his knee, pulled his .357 out, and shot Hamilton almost squarely between the eyes.
Good shot.
So that was kind of concerning.
Stop. This guy's killed 4 people, including his mother. It's concerning to this former law enforcement officer that Buford shot him between the eyes.
But yeah, earlier he said...
deserved to be killed.
Yeah.
If there was ever somebody deserved to be killed, that's him. Go ahead. Boy, I got you.
Yeah, let's...
The story doesn't seem to make a lot of sense since Hamilton was sitting on a couch and decides to start shooting at Buford. Now, some have suggested that Hamilton was actually asleep. I don't know.
Some have suggested, maybe that's the same people that suggested that Pauline was a stripper, or the same people that suggested that Buford shot himself in the cheek with his 357. You know, some people have suggested, somebody we heard, that's called a rumor, guys. And when you don't have a source to point somebody to go verify it, that means you're looking at the rumor starter right there. That's what it means. Who said that? So a person could go ask. This is what the TBI listened to, guys. This is the gentleman that the TBI, bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. And Mr. Mark Davis, this is their lead investigator. This is their lead, their tip. This is the man that made the case for them. Maybe they should see if he can go find Sebastian. Yeah, next. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to do that.
No, this one.
The story doesn't
Oh, no.
seem to make a lot of sense, since Hamilton was sitting on a couch and decides to start shooting at Buford. Now, some have suggested that Hamilton was actually asleep. I don't know.
Who
But
suggested
there you
that?
have it. Rather than taking a shot to the torso like most people would.
Stop. You're within 6 feet of the person, and you would take a shot to the torso, 6 feet of a person, and his pumpkin's right there in front of you. His man killed his mother, and he's saying, huh?
He's known to have killed, excuse me, at least 4 people, according to him. So, I mean,
He done shot Buford done shot at Buford, shot his gun, shot him in the side, and shot the door post behind him 3 times, but should shoot him in the chest. This guy's back in the Wyatt Earp days, the wagon train days, some of these old westerns that used to come on. Go ahead, Punk.
Buford was able to shoot him almost squarely between the eyes.
Good shot.
If you're interested in the real story about Buford Pusser,
Now I want you to look over on his screen there to the right, his computer screen. Truth has no agenda. We haven't heard the truth in none of these videos. The agenda is what he's getting ready to hold up right now. Here's his agenda. Go ahead.
my book, Buford Pusser, The Other Story, tells a lot of interesting things that other authors never wrote about.
No, we don't seen that one. Oh,
No.
ain't.
no, we haven't seen.
Mike is going to examine one of the most troubling aspects of the Buford Pusser story,
Gonna
the
get
glaring
interested.
contradictions between Sheriff Pusser's official statement to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the findings recorded in Pauline Pusser's autopsy report. The differences are nothing short of staggering. When you place these 2 documents side by side and study them carefully, a picture begins to emerge that is impossible to ignore. Once you move past the legend of Buford Pusser and set aside the admiration you
But look here what he shows right now. Now, if you believe any other way than him, that means you're a Buford Pusser follower. But let's see what comes up in the next screen.
In this episode, Mike will walk you through the meaning of each of these conflicting documents. The words of Buford Pusser on one hand, and the cold clinical findings of the autopsy on the other.
How about truth with proof?
Mm-hmm.
Truth with proof. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're getting to the
Yeah.
x-rays here in a minute.
Couple of the official documents from the TBI files. What are those documents? One is Buford's initial statement, where he described the events that happened the morning of August 12, 1967. But more importantly, the description that Buford gave of the ambush that morning and how he described the shooting as having occurred, and the discrepancies between his story and Pauline's x-rays. And it is mind-boggling why that investigators didn't jump all over this. And maybe they did. Maybe there was political interference.
Now, guys, I want to explain something to you. Do you see how convincing he is? It's mind-boggling. the guy back here, he had the computer reading the two files, Buford's statement and the front page of the autopsy. And it says it's so dramatic. It's so, he says here, it's mind-boggling. If it was so mind-boggling, when the TBI investigator, the TBI director got up there after Mr. Davis stepped aside, he went over 5 things, his statement and blood splatter, and then he come to number 3 and he said autopsy, and I said, okay, yeah, this is going to be good. I want to hear this. And he skips autopsy and goes to number 4. Autopsy is so important. There's so much evidence in that autopsy that he didn't even discuss it. He skipped over it. But listen to Mike here. Mike says it's just flabbergasting. It's going to mind-boggling. And this is a storyteller. Go ahead, Punk.
But you need to see this for yourself to understand it. So here we go.
At it. Okay.
This is page 2.
Okay. So,
It closes up. I want you to stop it.
okay. That was into that one.
Oh, was it?
So now we gotta go down here.
It only lets us put so much on at a time.
Yeah,
She has to do it in splurge.
sorry. Let's see if it does it here.
To see this for yourself to understand it. So here we go.
Here we go.
This is page 2 of Buford's statement to the TBI. Of particular interest is going to be...
Stop it right there. I'm going to show you some particular interest, guys.
Okay.
Particular interest. Let's just, Sheriff Pusser advised that he was looking directly at Pauline when she was hit again in the forehead. He had not been hit by a bullet then when he saw Pauline hit again. He was trying to pull her over in the seat and trying to get down himself. Then he was hit with a bullet. It knocked him down in the car seat. He sat back up. What I'm getting to here, I'm not going to read this report to you, but what I'm getting to here is this is third party, guys.
Right.
This is third party written. Somebody else typed it or written it, wrote it up.
Because he wouldn't have said he would have said I.
Yeah. This is third party. Now, did they write this down verbatim with what he said or with what he wrote? Well, see, we don't know that. Everybody keeps referring to Buford Pusser's statement. Is this his statement? Is this what he said?
Point.
Is this what was transcribed as his words? Go ahead, Punk.
Good point.
this paragraph right here, and beyond that, the second sentence in the paragraph where it says that he was looking directly at Pauline when she was shot in the forehead.
Guys, we have heard this and heard it. I think 1 or 2 videos in, we already was covering this statement. Why is this so puzzling? And so Sheriff Pusser advised that he was looking directly at Pauline when she was hit again in the forehead. You've got bullets blasting. Look at that car. You've got bullets blasting all around you. I'm not taking up for Pusser here, but I'm putting myself in that position. If I've got bullets hitting all around me in a car and I'm trying to lay over, or I glance over, and about the time I glance over, I see my wife's head blow up, explode. Do I really know if it's coming out or going in? I just know that something's happened that wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what he said. Does this make a lie? Because he couldn't. Do you think that if he staged an event like this all over the place in that county, he staged everything in the world, but he said something here that was so really, there's nothing, whether she hit in the forehead or in the back and it come out the front or the side. Go ahead. I just don't get this. This is what you call the left hand watching the left hand while the right one's stabbing you in the back, because this is comical.
Buford stated that he was at the second ambush site to check on Pauline when the Cadillac returned, pulled up near him, and he turned looked directly at Pauline. He said he hadn't been wounded at that point in time. And then she was shot in the forehead. Now, I want you to dwell on this for just a moment. He says she was shot in the forehead, which is a front entry wound. Now, what we're going to see in just a moment is her autopsy report that states that she was shot from behind in the back of the skull. Buford.
Guys, let's stop right there just a minute.
Okay.
I just want to read you some lines out here I've marked. Now, he says you're going to see where she was shot in the back of the head. Correct.
Yeah, it says.
Trajectory, back to front.
Mm-hmm.
Give him that one. He's correct. But see, that's what I'm saying about Mr. Elam here. He's not been honest with everybody. He's not covering everything there is to cover in the autopsy. That's just some highlights of it. But let's go over just a couple of. He says she was shot in the back of the head. That's what the autopsy says. But it goes on to say extensive skull fractures, multiple areas of missing skull. If there's multiple areas of missing skull, what else is there probably multiple of? Trajectory, back to front in a setting position. If you're in a setting position, it's a trajectory from the back to the front. Other directional components are not excluded.
Exactly.
Other shots or anything like that is not excluded. Anything's possible because it also says the 8-inch wound located on the left side of the head. We can't bring the x-ray up just yet, can we? We'll show you.
One? Yeah, I can bring that.
It won't make
back.
this picture up?
Yeah, it'll go out of here. Though.
No, I don't want to go out.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to show you an x-ray in a minute with the side of her head missing. Area of missing bone extends frontal region. And he skips the top one, the frontal region, and goes down to B.
It's still to come.
The trajectory of that shot is unclear.
Mm-hmm.
We got a trajectory up here from back to front on that one. But down here it says trajectory of shot is unclear. That means there was at least 2 shots.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to tell you one shot one time. But now her frontal, you're going to see the frontal region extends the frontal region. Area of missing bone extends the frontal region. Could that be an exit or could that be an entrance? The defect cannot be excluded as being associated with an entrance wound. See, he only told you about this one shot with a high velocity rifle, and it's from back to front. That's all he told you. That's all he wanted you to hear. It's somewhat like Mr. Davis and Mr. FBI, TBI director, Plotch or something.
I'll put it in.
The skull has extensive radiating fractures and large portions of the skull are missing. Small projectile fragments were recovered from the head. Autopsy revealed multiple gunshot-related injuries to the head. Multiple. Now, he told you about one. He says Buford has to be lying because he said that he saw Pauline get shot in the front of the head, but there's nothing that shows that because she was shot in the back of the head, back to the front. She was one time. What about these multiple? Wounds on the back of the head is unclear due to absences of multiple bones. Remaining aspects of the skull had extensive fractures. The findings at autopsy are consistent with at least one high-velocity projectile with a back-to-front trajectory. Additional gunshot wounds? Not excluded. They're not excluded. Now, we're going to show you, after we get done here, we want to show you some x-ray. Let's see what you all think about it.
Let's finish up.
Story. If it wasn't already bad enough.
That was it.
Oh, that was it.
Go to the next one. If it wasn't already bad enough.
Do you want to show the x-ray or do you want to go to the...
Yeah, let's go to the x-ray while we're talking about it. Go to the one. Let's go to that one. C.
Oof.
There's they're calling it an 8-inch wound. I think that's about a quarter of her skull missing. Plus, we ain't seen the other side yet.
Oh my.
That's the one that took the left eyeball out,
Yeah.
where they said the globe was missing. So her eyeball is missing. Now, guys, there's 3 or 4 ways of looking like at this. Now, again, our videos are for entertainment. What we say is opinionated, alleged, speculation. She'll put a disclaimer at the end.
Sure.
We're also not medical examiners, attorneys,
Exactly.
pathologists. We ain't nothing. We're
Right.
a couple of YouTubers. But look at that. Now, you're going to see a couple of bullet holes in the back here in a minute.
Oh my.
Back of the head when we show you that. So that very well could be an exit wound. But that also could be an exit and an entrance wound. That's why they're saying they can't determine. How could you? There's nothing there. It's a big hole. If there was a hole going through here with a bullet, like you're going to see in the back, you could say, oh, yeah, they've shot from the side here as they were driving by, and they shot her right in the left side of the head, which I believe they did also. I believe they were shooting so fast, and that semi-automatic, they were coming as fast as. So I think she got shot several times in the head. And it could also be a exit wound along with that. There's nothing there to test. There's nothing there to check on. Go to the one with the piece missing.
I hear.
Try that one. There's the right hand side. Oh, okay. That's the back of the head. This is the back of the head. Now he points out, you're going to hear him in a minute, and he points out where the circle is down at the bottom. You'll see a semicircle where that's a bullet. Looks like a bullet entry wound there. And he points that one out. What about the one up here on the higher up? What about the hole here higher up that's not circled?
Oh,
Is that a bullet hole, or is that just happened to break into a? See, I'm not a pathologist. We're not.
Wow.
But maybe there's a pathologist out there, a medical examiner that looks at this and they can say, no, that's another bullet hole without a doubt, because we think it is. We think that's a bullet hole also. Go to this one here, babe. F. Here's F. There's your frontal. There's your frontal. Right frontal bone. That's the part we think, if Mr. Dennis Hathcock did, in fact, find anything in the ditch for real, that's what he found, was right there. That's the plate that's missing from that side.
Wow.
That's the plate where the big hole is at on the left. She's looking straight ahead there. You can see the tip of her nose. But
this bone here is piece missing on the right.
On the right.
Yeah.
So if they shot her from the left side through the door over here,
Yeah.
and it went through, it would have took that piece of scalp out the window that you seen broke out.
Yeah.
And he says he found in the ditch. That would be more than likely what he found in the ditch. Now, I can't see. I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn last night, guys, but I can't see the big wound that we saw on the left. That could be an exit wound, but I can't see it also doing this damage to the right in that direction, because the bullet would have been going from the left to the, it took out her eyeball. It took out, so it's on the left-hand side, where no matter where it went in the back, it's hanging towards the left. But look at the big wide opening spot there. That's also could have been an entry wound also, and then that's what took out that top part and blew it over in the ditch as they're driving down the road.
Yeah.
I think that's about all that's of interest.
Okay.
Play the next video. We show this right here for me just a second, because this one right here.
Right here?
Yeah, show that.
Okay.
Here's one thing Sheila and I wanted to see when we went to Buford Pusser Museum, because we've heard several people, including Mike Elam and so forth, and they say, because Buford says he couldn't go for his gun because Pauline was right up against him and she fell over on him and his gun was on his hip. And there's one picture out there where Buford Pusser standing there posing with his suit coat pulled back, and he's showing his gun, and his gun is in a cross draw holster. A cross draw. You put it on the opposite side. There's not a police officer out there. not a police officer out there, put in the comments if at least once in your life you didn't, because of old westerns or Clint Eastwood or some of these, who was it? Jack, on Dragnet, Jack Webb. Jack Webb carried a cross straw holster. Several different people. I think Kojak carried a cross straw sometimes. But they said that wouldn't be so. He carried a cross straw. He could have got to his gun real easy. She wouldn't have been laying on his gun because it was on the other side. Well, guys, what you look for in cases is evidence. I don't believe they did. I think that's actually Buford Pusser's holster. And it's a right-handed holster. You know, the day Sheila and I was down there, we met a real nice cop, a fellow police officer. And when we went in the door, I asked him, I said, that's right at the front door, because we was going to look through the rest of the house. And as soon as we walked into where they let you sit down and watch a movie,
Right.
that's where that case is. First thing you see when you walk in the front door. And I said, is that a right-handed or left-handed holster? He said, well, right-handed. I said, I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is. I just wanted to make sure that there was no doubt. It's a right-handed holster. That's what Buford kind of holster he would have had on when Pauline was with him that night, when she was laying on his right side. Just because he wore a cross draw once or twice or 100 times doesn't mean he didn't have a right-handed holster on that night. I have a feeling Buford Pusser was giving it the gas and was laying over in that seat. Hey, show, if you don't care, go to that movie next. Let's just show that. Do we have it? We don't have that one loaded, do we? That's okay.
Do I not? Didn't I?
It's okay. You might play it at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
She can throw it in at the end of the movie, and you'll see Buford Pusser he was there for his own movie making. He was on the spot telling them things that he did or didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling that a lot of that would have been true to the point of where he laid over in the seat and he's trying to drive and the car is chasing him and shooting at him.
Mm-hmm. Here. Let's see here. It'll start here in a second.
Really starts to fall apart at this point.
Here you see where Pauline's death was listed as a matter of homicide. People are often confused.
Guys, we're not going to go to it right now, but in a few minutes, just remember, we're going to show you a newspaper article from August the 13th, the very next day, and it's going to tell you that the cause of her death is a homicide. Pauline Pusser was killed, and she was killed by gunfire. You don't need an autopsy for that. And that's all they got out of this autopsy, that most of her head was missing. She was killed, and she was killed by gunfire. Go ahead.
By the word homicide. Homicide means the taking of another person's life. However, some forms of homicide are excusable. For instance,
now, here's where he goes in, just another one of his things where trying to act like he's smarter than what he is. He's trying to tell you what homicide is. Homicide is a death, guys, caused by another person. Now, he says, oh, but there's justifiable homicide. We're not talking about court purposes. We're not talking about what's justified or not. On a death certificate, you've got accidental, suicide, homicide, undetermined. There's only certain ones. This was a homicide. She died at the hands of another person. She didn't die by accident. She didn't die by suicide. She died by homicide. So what he's saying here and he's trying to give you a law class on justifiable homicide. Still a homicide. Homicide is the death of another person and somebody else caused it. Go ahead.
There is justifiable homicide, where one person takes the life of another in order to save their own life or those of others. Murder is defined as the unlawful and illegal taking of another person's life. Now we're going to get on into the heart of the autopsy report. It's a little difficult to understand, so I've highlighted some key points and hope I can explain it well.
Okay.
This document makes it clear that Pauline's death was caused from a gunshot wound to the head.
Who would have figured it?
In every autopsy report, there's generally a summary of findings which details different things about the wounds to the body.
It lights up.
With the
And guys, here's what I was going to tell you a while ago. Here's what you look for in a person like this when they're talking to you or telling you something.
Mhm.
He went straight to number 2. Now, remember a while ago, he said, Buford Pusser said that when he was looking directly at Pauline, he could see that she was shot in the front of the head. He went straight to number 2 here. But let's go back up and read number 1. Multiple areas of missing bone, including the superior, frontal, and left temporal regions. Frontal. He said that she was shot in the front of the head. Number 1 says that they're missing bone, including the superior frontal and left temporal regions.
Multiple areas there, it said. So
Yeah, multiple. Thanks, babe. Multiple areas of missing bone. Why did he skip that one for? Because in the last video, he was complaining because Buford said he looked directly at her and said that he saw her shot in the front of the head. He said it didn't happen. She was shot in the back of the head. The report says possible multiple shots. Can't exclude multiple gunshot wounds. But when he started this, he went straight to number 2. He skipped number 1 for you, thinking that you all just going to follow along with him, read what he reads, and he's going to direct your attention away from number 1, that there's missing bones in the front left temporal region of her head. Could that have been an entrance wound? Of course it could. Go ahead.
understanding that Pauline had died of a gunshot wound was on the left side of the head, with a trajectory going from the posterior to the anterior sides, which this means that basically Pauline was shot in the back of the head and the bullet exited the forehead on the left side of her skull. Section D of the summary of findings indicates that there was at least one high-velocity projectile impact. In Section A of the antemortem trauma, it mentions a well-healed antemortem nasal fracture.
That done it. Right there, guys, number 3. That proves it. Buford Pusser's killed his wife in the ambush. There's that broken nose again from years past. That more than likely her ex-husband done, but there it is. They want to point your direction at that domestic violence. Go ahead.
Is what the TBI and District Attorney General Mark Davidson referred to as possible
possible spouse abuse. Mark Davison. You got that name out there. TBI and Mark Davison. Pointed to as possible. Do you know how possible it's not? How possible is it not that it's domestic violence? Anything's possible, but it's also not probable. Go ahead.
Spousal abuse. This section of the report is merely giving a history of the trauma Pauline suffered. This portion of the statement refers to the left occipital lobe, a part of the brain located in the back of the skull that is primarily responsible for processing visual information, including recognizing colors, shapes, and motions from the right side of the brain.
Guys, do you all see any of what he just read? He just read about what part of the brain and the eyesight and colors. There's all kinds of stuff there to read. 2 additional defects with areas of an external beveling were located in the left parental and right frontal aspects of the skull. The exact ethology of these wounds and relationship to these wounds located in the back of the head is unclear due to the absence of bones. See, there's all kinds of stuff here. You can stop there and read this. Nowhere on there did it say anything. Does it say anything about what part of the brain, the left part of the brain controls the right and your sight and your color? And he's reading you something out of a book, because if he reads this to you, you're going to find out there's all kinds of missing bones here.
Mm-hmm.
Additional gunshot wounds are not excluded. Read the last sentence there. A high velocity, at least one high velocity projectile from back to front trajectory. Additional gunshot wounds are not excluded. He didn't read you that. On the last video, he said back to front, one shot. Buford didn't see no shot in the front. He reads that second line there. Autopsy revealed multiple gunshot-related injuries to the head with an entrance-type defect to the upper left occipital aspect of the head with the trajectory back to front. And then he starts telling you about the left side of the brain controls the right or whatever in the world he said.
Yeah.
Don't look at what he's reading you. Don't look at what he's telling you. You got the paper in front of you. Read stuff yourself. Go back over there to Buford Pusser's statement, page 1 and 2, and read them. There's nothing in these statements. You know, that guy that first came on this video, he said it's going to be unbelievable, the difference in the statement and the autopsy.
Mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. Guys, it's not mind-boggling. First of all, somebody has wrote down what they say Buford says. Whether he says it or not, we don't know. You don't know. But even if he did say it, there's nothing there that's mind-boggling. There's nothing there that is out of the line. And if there is, we've done had a state trooper and a TBI agent that said that he was addled, confused, and something else. Go ahead, Punk.
Now, at this point, we're going to take a look at the autopsy x-rays and see what they reveal. This particular x-ray is of significance to me because I believe it's the one that shows the entry point to the back of Pauline's skull. Whereas this x-ray shows the damage done to the left side of Pauline's head.
Wow.
In and out.
What's important to understand is that we looked at one paragraph and more or less just one sentence in Buford's statements where he said he was looking directly at Pauline when she was shot in the forehead, when everything else shows that she was shot in the back of the skull. And as I said, this is just one small part of that statement.
What about the gunshot hole in the windshield in front of Pauline?
The defect cannot be excluded as being associated with an entrance wound. That's out of the autopsy, guys. That's right out of the verbatim. The defect cannot be excluded as being associated with the entrance wound. I know he's telling you one thing, I'm telling you another. You can go to the autopsy report. It's online.
Right.
And you'll find exactly, like I said, I'm not going to treat you like children and just keep repeating myself, but you could do it all day long. Go ahead. What did you say?
What about the bullet hole in the windshield where Pauline sits?
What about it?
Okay, he was saying she wasn't
exactly
shot in front of the head, but there's a bullet hole there.
There's a bullet hole in the front that's very visible, but see, we can never see the trajectory. We can't see if that was aiming toward her or if that's going out. Where could that bullet? Pusser said he didn't fire no shots. He didn't shoot. So it had to be something coming in, but we'll never know because, oh, that's right. The evidence is gone. The evidence was destroyed, but it's not that important. We can still accuse a man of homicide 58 years after it happened. Go ahead.
Next episode, we're going to get into other parts of it, all which indicates that Buford was lying to the TBI. It's not just this one item, it's the entire statement.
Wow.
That's sad.
Now, as I've said before, there are lots of people that are coming out of the woodwork to do videos about Buford and what all has happened.
We have
I think there's one more.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more.
I think she completes that one.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is the last one.
So again, be very cautious about who you're listening to out here because most of them don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a while now, and I will say that whenever the entire file is released, people are going to be shocked. They're not going to know what to think. There are people.
They're not going to know what to think, guys.
Mhm.
When you all see this, what do you call it?
Voluminous.
Yeah, voluminous file, you're not going to know what to think. Now, that day on that press conference, when they started asking the director of the TBI questions or Mr. Davison questions, they said, see the file. You're just going to have to see the file.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You're right here in front of us. You can answer that for us. You're the one that worked the case up. See the file? And he says it's going to be unbelievable what we see. But all they told us up there was that a doctor had an opinion about everything in the country, including shooting himself and setting up a ballistics expert. Yeah, staged it. Mm-hmm. A ballistics expert says, yeah, it didn't happen like this or that, but there's nothing to compare the ballistics to. He has no evidence to. Go ahead, Punk.
People out here that have said that nothing that I've had to say is of value, that it's all wrong, that I've got an axe to grind against Buford. That's not at all true. The point is, everything has been about justice for Pauline.
Stop. I want to show you once again, guys. I want to show you. Oh, will that mess it up?
No, it's at the end anyway.
I want to show you. That's all of it. I want to show you justice for Pauline with proof. There's what he thinks about Pauline Pusser. There is Buford Pusser, the other story. That's his book. This is his page. This is what Mike Elam thinks about justice for Pauline Pusser, a dead woman, mother of 3. Pauline Pusser was said to be an exotic dancer when Buford met her in Chicago. Has any of you ever seen any evidence to this other than on Mike's page? If you have, put it in the comments. Guys, we don't care. We don't have a dog in this fight. Right. We don't. I'm playing devil's advocate with Mr. Elam because he sure is hard on poor old Mr. Pusser. So when you do that, you've got the same thing, and I welcome it. I realize that there's going to be after me too. I'm not doing it to be facetious or be mean.
Right.
I'm doing it because they have stolen a man's identity and taken it to be their own. How selfish is that?
Sad.
How selfish? Why not go out and solve a bank robbery? He says he was a cop. What's the biggest case that he ever did when he was a cop? What is the biggest case that he ever did when he was a cop? If he was, I'd like to know that. That would really impress me. What is the biggest case that he ever worked that he solved? Because it's like he feels inferior to poor old Buford Pusser. Buford went out here and went after him. He was an aggressive officer. This is what you get. Mm-hmm. This is Buford Pusser's life. He paid with his life.
Yep.
His wife paid for his life. But this man says over and over, justice for Pauline. And then that's what he writes about Pauline Pusser. It's been said that she was an exotic dancer. If we didn't know that for sure, could we have left it out until we knew it was for a fact? Mm-hmm. Even if it was a fact, does it have anything to do with her getting killed?
No.
In 1967?
Right.
Does it have anything to do with anything? Could we have left it out?
Sure.
If we can't say something good about somebody, don't say nothing at all.
Guys, that's not cool.
You know, I've said it for years. I said it for 40 years as a police officer. I would rather to let a guilty person go than I would have ever wanted to accuse an innocent person of a crime. Mm-hmm. I'd rather let a person go if I can't prove and know for a fact that he's guilty.
Right.
How miserable it must be to charge somebody or convict somebody that's actually innocent.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what they've done here.
Wow.
This man's innocent until proven guilty. He can't be proven guilty. He's in his grave. He can't have his day in court. This is the most unjust thing that we've seen in a long time. I'll just be honest with you. I've seen some unjust things in life, but this is right up there with them. Guys, we're not going to follow the rest of his videos.
Yeah. No.
We're not going to be doing a story on every video he does
Right.
on this report, so-called report, on this hogwash, on this garbage. This is going to be nothing but garbage. This is going to be nothing except somebody said this or somebody said that, and they've got a title to go along with it. And it's their opinion because they've got no evidence. I've got a bunch more here. If I post any of it, it will probably go on my page, Fred McCoy 40. I've got a bunch more here to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's been good to me trying to do these things here, and I get irate. I get upset. I don't like to see people done unjustly.
Exactly.
I would take up for Mr. Davison, the director,
Right.
Elam,
Mr.
Baldwin.
Yeah.
I'd take up for them if I thought they were being treated misjustly,
Right.
unjustly.
Right.
Why would they attack a man and just say, well, I heard, or it's rumored, or this, I can't prove this, but here's what I always thought happened, and Buford got him to kill. Guys, I'll tell you, we think Buford Pusser got revenge for his wife. We think there's probably 3 people that are deceased out there, and the causes are undetermined. Nobody's ever been held accountable, and we think Buford probably knows something about that because he loved his wife and he got revenge for his wife. We believe that. So if you think we're taking it for Buford Pusser, you're wrong. We just don't think Buford Pusser killed his wife. And the reason we don't think that is we haven't seen no proof.
Yeah.
We haven't seen no proof. Buford Pusser said that he would get revenge on the guys that killed he said that. I'm going to take him at his word that revenge was gotten on those 3. And the other one, he says somewhere 3's dead and the other one's in prison.
Mm-hmm. I've got that in the newspaper, I think.
We believe it. If you want to go after Buford for something, that may be the way to look. Man didn't kill his wife. The evidence is not there. He didn't shoot himself in the jaw. You don't have that picture up here, do you?
No, but I can add it to it. Do you want to do
She's
the
going to add a
newspaper
picture at the
article,
end.
though, where they found it?
Yeah,
Let's see.
might as well
Let me
while
find
we're
it.
on here, because this is going to be our last
Right
video
here.
on this, on here.
I think this is the one where he says he found it.
Can you see that? You got a magnifying glass?
It says, let me see what it says. Came back by
and started shooting again. They shot the fatal shot that killed his wife and shot Buford's chin completely off. His deputy found his jawbone in a field later that day. I remember seeing that on a TV news station. Guys, the deputy found his jawbone. Now, Mr. Elam and all these people here says he shot himself through the flesh, through the jaw and out the other side. Sheila's going to show you a picture at the end of this video. She don't have it here now.
right. I'll just
And look and see if that looks like the man went through cheek and cheek. Look and see if it went through here and out there, or if it went through here, through his chin, through his jawbone. Went through his jawbone. Who shoots themselves in the jawbone? Who shoots themselves in the face? Who puts a gun in their mouth and pulls the trigger? It don't happen. These people are making a name for themselves. They're wanting a reputation. They got it. They've got it. Google Buford Pusser.
Do you want this last one here?
Go ahead. Now, here's what they could have looked at rather than the autopsy. Pauline Pusser, 33, the mother of 3, was killed, and Pusser was seriously wounded in the jaw when Pusser's
Patrol car.
was that what it said? Patrol car was fired upon at dawn on a lonely country road. So she was shot and killed. That's it. But he's showing you the autopsy report like he's really showing you something like it just says right there, Buford Pusser done it. Got a broke nose. Guys, if any of your all's wives out there has a broke nose, you better get something signed by her, an affidavit, and let her sign it and notarize it or something stating that you didn't break her nose. Because if she ever dies or something and you're in Tennessee, you're in trouble. If the TBI investigates and she's got a broke nose, or Mr. Davis is the prosecutor. You're up, babe.
All right, guys. We hope you're doing well. I'll add some more things at the end of the video, by the way, too. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Bye.